champion over Icon and Arctice, who both aren't even in this top 6, and Ned, who is in grand finals.
Yeah,
Samte was the winner of that tournament. So it comes down to just the level of play that we've seen at the top end of Chicago Smash has been so enjoyable these past couple of months.
So Samte is a Mario main pretty much exclusively nowadays, but he plays Lucina in the Ness matchup because why wouldn't he?
He played Lucina in the Ditto versus Teddy earlier in pools.
Quick note, Samte was the champ 2 weeks ago. Last week, ATATA, the birthday boy, was the champ because he beat Samte's Lucina for the very first time ever in their very storied competitive history.
Yep, there's a lot of really intriguing Chicago Smash Ultimate storylines on display here at Warpzone Top 6. So starting on Final Destination, I'm actually really curious to see what the strike decisions were for both of these players, but we won't have an opportunity to find that out. As ATATA clutches out this first stock just by playing zone control on the left side of the stage, as soon as Lucina's in the air, there's not much you can do.
Yeah, ATATA finally has been starting to figure out this fairly difficult matchup for Ness, where Lucina just kind of waves at everything Ness does, and in theory should always be winning interactions. It is very hard for Ness to win them. But ATATA's been waiting out his gameplay a little bit, like between aerials, and figuring out these little ways to get in with things like rising up air, which he didn't used to do as much, ways to get himself off of ledge.
Whoa, the one hit of the side B to clutch. Samte just goes down and dips and gets back onto the stage like nothing ever happened.
And this, all right, that could have been bad. If that last fair hits there at the very end, great air dodge by ATATA. That last fair hits, ATATA loses his stock. That's how bad this gets.
Yeah,
Lucina can actually
scary.
go straight 0 to death Ness. It's wild.
These defensive aerials from disadvantage, though, are working out so brilliantly for ATATA, and it sets up into an up air on the left side of the stage. Good stuff to close out the second stock.
ATATA getting out of corner. He's been
Let's it rip. I'm going to guess that was forward tilt.
All right.
Everyone's living. Man, these recoveries from ATATA with Ness at the high level versus these excellent edge guarders. Samte is not a good edge guarder. He is an excellent edge guarder, but somehow ATATA still finds these recoveries.
He does, and it's been very much by the skin of his teeth, too, because that's how it has to be. You're playing a dangerous game against that big waving sword in front of you. The other thing ATATA is doing very well is capitalizing on the really good situation. There it is again, that one-hit side B. That was not just like a super clever thing the first time. That's a very real integral piece of the matchup if ATATA is going to go bank shot double up B.
Oh, and juggling Lucina away. No, double jump, and you're done.
ATATA playing masterfully in what is a very difficult matchup. I mean, how often do you see Samte not on Mario? That's
Correct.
how you know how bad the matchup is in theory. But just as Ned had done his homework on the Steve matchup before him.
Shoutouts to Samte for having too many sponsors that they don't fit on the graphic on the right. He's just... I have too many sponsors. How do I hold all of these sponsors?
Yeah.
I don't know.
B-Hop a sponsor, Metafy a sponsor. Shoutouts to Metafy. As Samte has recently begun coaching on Metafy, where you can check him out, and I highly recommend you do so. As we go to game 2.
He gave me a great piece of advice after our set the other day at Ignite. I really appreciate it. The way he thinks about the game is so interesting. But, okay, it doesn't matter how you think as long as you hold on to that jump. That's the most important part of this particular game.
Now you can hold on to that jump, and that's lovely. And for his sake, it's good that he's back on stage. But he has not been able to find his way in on the stubby little Ness arms in this particular set. He is now down to what is probably its stock, and yep, that will take it down. We don't have health bars in this game, but man, that percentage, once you see it over 100, you're basically in like critical mode.
Especially when you get caught in the corner, as ATATA did. Man, the yo-yo is so versatile when you're putting on corner pressure.
Shoutouts to the Kirby music, by the way.
Oh, well, there's so much good music in this game. Kirby music, top tier, though.
Underrated. And
Top tier.
and absolutely top tier. It's just never thought of.
What a snipe!
That was a scoop back air and a half. I honestly assumed he was going to jump counter but now he just swung.
That was so precise. That's what impresses me about SamteaSilver's gameplay is the precision, right? Like, he knew exactly the time. Like, if you mess up the timing on hitting a PK Thunder 2 like that, you die at 30.
Yeah.
So the reversal potential was so strong, and yet he still went for it, and he still nailed it.
Couldn't get the tilt, even though ATATA was stuck on the platform, though. So it was an excellent back air, but he still needs to continue this momentum and
Yoshi
get
combo.
back in it. Yeah, up air, up air, up air, up air. Forward throw gets him off stage, and now he's got that back air live.
All of a sudden, 3% separate these two competitors as Samte is on a run. Although, don't get hit by that PK Thunder, because that could kill you. You have to jump early to help you with the DI.
Good recovery, though, by Samte. Scary spot, but ATATA does not care. Drag down up air into back throw. I love Ness drag down combo things. I think they're actually cool. But
no!
He's going to get traded with and die, and he's just nodding his head like, yep, I got him. Even ATATA knows that was kind of wild. But he will take it all the way to the bank as he is up 2-0, looking to plant himself firmly in a top 4 slot at this tournament.
Aerials and disadvantage clutching for ATATA. They were actually incredibly useful in the Final Destination game. Like, you think about if you're playing, like, if you're theory crafting Ness versus Lucina, you want to have, like, some kind of platform to help you stabilize, right? But then they struck to Final Destination. It's because I think that ATATA is so confident with his disadvantage that he's able to live on that platformless stage, and therefore Samte is going to have to go in a small battlefield while he's down to 0.
Yeah, that's an excellent point. Looking at the way the stage list has kind of influenced this particular set. It's a little bit fascinating. I think a lot of people are so used to just seeing either PS2 or small battlefield as the starter stage, they forget there are other important options in some matchups. All right, ATATA stuck off stage this time. Samte really needs to get that momentum going, down 2-0. Got to make something happen here. And that back air is something. That is absolutely something.
That's definitely some momentum here in the corner for Samte. Only 50% after that, just the neutral air as a raw punish by itself on the shield. And now Samte can use the fast dash speed of Lucina to slow things down in this matchup. This is the first time he's had a strong stock lead, and now these disjoints are just so prevalent.
Yeah, now this is where I think the Lucina-Ness matchup becomes very difficult for Ness, is when he has to get back in the set.
What a fade!
That was an idea and a half to beat the yo-yo down smash.
Just use that. You're not even going to fast fall it. You're just going to slow fall to charging standard B. Brilliant stuff, although that will KO, and here is ATATA back on the board.
Yeah, that was an excellent run-up up smash by ATATA. Very low frame move. I think it's frame 10 when it comes out, so you don't really have a lot of time to actually react to it if he decides to, because it lingers there. So if you're not out of there by the time that yo-yo comes out, it's curtains for your stock. ATATA is still behind by quite a lot. I've noticed he doesn't really go for magnet combos against Lucina. Probably thinks it's a little bit too risky.
Up B gets you right out of those. No, it's just looking for spike. You'd think it would be counter, right? My counter seems to be the obvious option, but just the way that ATATA picks these strange angles, and even the PK flash is going to be so disruptive. The way he plays disadvantage, I love the way ATATA is playing disadvantage in this matchup.
And now all of a sudden this lead that Samte had is kind of evaporating. ATATA going to catch him with the... Oh, wow, the counter going to kill off the side? I mean, he had to go somewhere, right? You hit him with a 140% move. Is that a spike? Is it side? Something. Looked interesting, but makes sense. All right. Goes for the yo-yo. He can hold that forever.
What a jump out!
Yeah, very smart. Goes back to ledge. The only place he could retreat to there.
Yeah, he got pushed. The yo-yo eventually just pushed him off the ledge when he knew how to drop the shield on it. So.
All right, now Samte, potential tournament stock. All of a sudden, he had this game a stranglehold on it, and he will maintain the stranglehold for the moment, although that F smash, excellent read, not quite going to take the stock. Oh, don't go too far. I think he's too far.
There's your counter. We were wondering when that would show up, and it's going to show up to clutch game number 3 for SamteaSilver.
ATATA had no jump while all the way out there. You could tell by the Ness early air dodge that he knew he was in no man's land. Samte had no intention of letting him make it back, as he is on the board. Now a 2-1 lead. ATATA looking still fairly strong, all things considered, and now he's going to have the stage choice as well. But SamteaSilver made a pretty solid statement.
Yeah, you got 2 counter picks in your favor. And what would it be for ATATA? Smashville? He likes Smashville a lot. No, it's going to be Stadium.
There's no way Smashville doesn't get banned in this situation. So you get 3 bans, right, out of 8 stages.
You would definitely ban Battlefield.
I'd ban Smashville because I don't want to die super early. I would ban Battlefield for many reasons. I'd never want to take Ness to Battlefield.
You don't want Lucina to have Battlefield.
And I would probably ban Town, but that's because I always ban Town, because I hate Town. But in this particular matchup, the platforms could mess with your recoveries a little bit when you finally have like Lucina pinned. You're already working hard as Ness, right, to recover, but you don't want Lucina to have extra outs when you have Lucina on the ropes. So those would be my bans, logically speaking.
You need logic to ban Town and City.
For the sake of being unbiased, yes, but I personally do not need anything other than it is illogical to have Town exist. Anyway, great start here for SamteaSilver. Good number of combos here, but ATATA goes for it all. He's going to lose.
What a turnaround!
Yeah, excellent drop down, turnaround F smash. ATATA went for it all.
Samte knew the perfect punish in that scenario. Good stuff to Samte, just moving and grooving.
I know it didn't work out for ATATA, but I like the attempt there specifically because he's trying to weather the storm and make it so that Samte doesn't have a ton of momentum going against him in a really difficult character matchup. He was also down a ton of %, so the risk-reward there is so high that it makes sense to attempt.
And another brilliant fade back. Did you see? Oh, and what a dip! Down low! And continuing these attempts, Samte is so bold off the stage versus Ness. He wants to shut the door, and he does. A back air does find its mark on the... He went so low for one, but you just could have found it above the stage, I guess, comfortably.
Yeah, it's looking like Samte kind of warmed up with the Lucina a little bit. I really doubt he sat down today and was like, I'm going to play some Lucina. Like he's been Mario all day long, so sometimes the character switch takes you a game or two.
I'm looking for the double dip chip with that down air, and still continuing these perfect turnaround back airs. This pressure is relentless. ATATA can't even touch the ground. He needed like a very panicked air dodge in that very corner spot, but it continues. Look at Samte go.
Yeah, Samte is just continually racking up the damage because he knows that if he can just put ATATA in a spot where he just waves a back air at him from anywhere, that's a good spot to be in. No reason to throw away a lead. Be safe with it. Force the 5th game. There's the SWAT fair. ATATA at 1,000,000% at this point. And then falling there, definitely going to kill him, 30% ago. So absolutely right there. And now we have a game 5 with a white-hot SamteaSilver continuing the many good bracket runs that he has had in the past, I'm going to say 8 weeks. He's like a 5-time Ignition champion in 8 weeks, and a lot of those brackets have been
incredible.
Stacked. He got top 8 at Combo Breaker. Now he's top 6 at Warpzone and looking for more as we go to a game 5. Only thing standing in his way right now is one game with ATATA's Ness.
After ATATA got out to an incredibly strong-looking 2-0 lead, the reverse 3-0 is possible for SamteaSilver. Let's see. It's going to be small Battlefield. How different is that from Pokemon Stadium 2? I'll leave that up to the reader to decide.
Well, there's a lot less ground to cover. The real difference between PS2 and Small Battlefield is that they're from side to side. You don't have as much space to run away. So I think for ATATA, if he's ahead on the Lucina in a juggle situation, he wants to make sure Lucina dies at realistic percentages.
And yet ATATA counterpicked the Stadium in that last game, and he got almost 3-stocked.
He did.
Definitely 2-stocked. Let's see. The hot hand is Samte. Let's see if he can continue this pressure. Following the cross-up, though, and continuing on the ledge. Where is ATATA going to go? He finds a cross-up roll.
Yeah, the cross-up roll was smart, but so is the air dodge by Samte. What good timing on that to get through. ATATA's got Samte off the ledge now, and the back hit of the up smash.
Did he DI that right?
I don't think he was expecting to get hit by it. It looked like he tried to move forward to punish the yo-yo. It hit him, so he was then by default DIing in based on the buffer dash in.
That I would agree with you on that. And still the lingering there. You saw it clutch game number 4. It's going to clutch stock number 1 for game 5.
All right, but ATATA with a little bit of a run here. You do not want to be straight below ATATA. He's better with the up airs than any Ness on Earth. Woo! Oh my God, he wanted to put him away. Now ATATA trying to get tricky. He gets
What a parry! Okay, this is the momentum ATATA needed after that game number 4.
Where is
Look
he
at him
finding
go!
this? Insane. It looked like he was helpless for 2 games. And all of a sudden...
But a trade with the yo-yo is exactly what the doctor ordered for ATATA. Up 2 stocks to 1 cleanly in game 5.
Yeah, ATATA has not been playing well on horizontal to horizontal, but vertically, when Samte is above him, he has been capitalizing so well, and Samte just mispositioning that second stock, he wound up costing him dearly. Can he bring this back once again on his tournament life, and not for the first time this set?
Let's see. He has created some of that horizontal pressure here. Taking a couple of chips, though, on the way. Double PK fire, not going to lead to much.
ATATA wisely, though, he's chipping away at the damage amount because Ness, one of the characters where a singular grab can lead to a stock at such early percentages, and Samte is kind of there at this point.
DIing down on those PK fires off the stage confidently, though, is Samte. And how low can you go? Everyone's living? Oh, wow! That was... If you tech that, you were a god. I don't know who you are. You would have been a legend to tech that. Oh, that pivot grab was so tragic!
He missed it, and now he's going to get yo-yoed, and that's going to do it! Samte missing 1 pivot grab, and that was the huge difference at the end of that set. ATATA preventing the mad chargeback of the reverse 3-0 attempt and knocking SamteaSilver out in a very respectable 5th place in this incredibly stacked regional. Well played by SamteaSilver.
That came down to the wire, ladies and gentlemen.
It did. Well played by SamteaSilver, but slightly more well played by ATATA, who will advance now